Okay.
I came to the one seat because it's
The what?
I came to the one seat because
much
it's
smaller than that.
I need help here.
You like? Oh,
10
yeah,
days
shots.
we're gonna have to see him, aren't we? 10 days.
Yes,
Charts,
shots.
yeah,
Shlach.
Much more we had.
What kind of charts do you want to see? A
Each-
shekel equals this equals that.
Tomorrow's a
No,
little
we
bit.
don't.
Even though I was learning with the idiot, he's looking like this. He's looking the whole time like
Yeah, no, he messed up a little bit.
He's
I have-
looking over
I
here.
have funny
He's like
charts.
this. He's like this.
If
All right,
you come out with a profit, it would be good.
Round nine.
Says the Mishnah.
Yes.
Let's start from Daf Mem Tesam based by the Mishnah. We'll just review it quickly. What? I want to see. Maybe that will bring us some viewers.
He's saying stop.
Yeah, right. Okay. Says the Mishnah. Chomesh Sloim Shel Ben.
Here's a duff.
We're Daf Mem Tesam base. Today's afternoon, we're starting from the bottom and Tesam base by the Mishnah. If anybody likes numbers and slime and dinarim and pugyonim, this is the daf. Yes.
We're starting from.
Kidding. I'm not.
Chomesh Sloim Shel Ben. Okay, now we can start.
Don't forget to put in Chumash slow.
Okay. Chomesh Sloim Shel Ben b'Monatzuri.
Then go on.
The Torah says that you have to be pointing your son with 5 shekel.
Did you do this?
Yeah.
The daughter first.
Oh, did I have to do a pidyon ben? Yes, I did a pidyon ben. On the way to the airport, we stopped off at
Why?
on Coney Island and Avenue J. What's the famous deli place over there?
Essex
Essex on Coney. Thank you.
The Essex on Coney.
It was Essex on Coney. We took a back room. We did a nice pidyon ben and we ran to the airport.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Now you should tell Aaron he has to do it again for himself.
it's true. Okay. Chomesh Sloim with his wedding money. He has enough money. Chomesh Sloim Shel Ben. Let's. Okay, this is the 7th time we're starting the Mishnah. We're not getting off the first word, but how are we going to get anywhere? So, when the Torah says shekel, should be pointed with 5 shkolim. It's 5 sloim b'mona tsuri. Tsuri is a really good denomination. It's made out of pure silver. It's good stuff. Shloishim Shaleved.
International currency.
There's nothing like pure silver, so pure silver talks anywhere in the world. Shloishim Shaleved. If
It's the amount.
muad, a shor muad, killed a slave, the owner of the muad has to pay 30 shekel. If you want to go into it, or you don't want to go into it, yesterday I just mentioned Derech Agav that if you notice, there's Chomesh Sloim Shel Ben b'Monatzuri. There's a stop. It's a period. Monatzuri, and then the Mishnah continues Shloishim Shalevet because it's actually a different halacha sort of. Because now we're talking about knasos, and a knas is a different currency than a mitzvah.
The silver is never pure silver.
Oh
sterling,
no!
Sterling silver
Oh, no.
is only 92.5% silver.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah,
Okay,
because they always.
that's not
mix in-
important for here.
No, the point.
I hope
of-
you don't stick it into the middle of the cheshbon when I go. It's 72
No,
times
no,
4.
no.
No, but it's 90. It's 0.96.
No. The point
Okay.
the point of the monotsuri is
Yeah.
not like pure silver. That's not the rot. All the silver in the world was always had.
I think the vart is that in all other money was an eighth.
No, the
8
vart
times
was
more
in
value.
Suri set an international standard. The
Yeah.
whole world worked on the basis of this coin. It was a fixed
The dollar.
weight coin, which was called a monotsuri, and it was 20% larger than the shekel. So Chazal moved the pidyon ben shekel to match the larger international standard. The Chazon Ish says because so that people should have it easier to find the right coins, because those are the coins which were available. Others say it was, I think the Rambam says it was because they didn't want the mitzvah to be done with a smaller coin that was prevalent in the world.
Got it.
It's good.
If anybody didn't hear, the kids of the tsuri was the international coin, and Chachamim wanted to match it up to that international coin, not because it was pure silver, which it happened to be. Okay. Shleishim shelevet, chamishim shalonis v'shel mefakta, umei shel moitzi shemra. These are all kenosis in the Torah. Chamishim shalonis v'shel mefakta, umei shel moitzi shemra. Kulam b'shekel hakodesh b'mana tzuri. So this is all in the currency of mana tzuri. V'kulam nivdim b'kesef or b'shova kesef, and everything in the Torah can be redeemed with the value of money. It doesn't have to necessarily be money. Chutz mishkalim, when you bring a matzah shekel for the karbonis once a year, an adar, then that is actual money that you have to give the Beis Hamikdash. You can't bring shavik kesef. Says the Gemara, and here starts all the fun. Manatsuri. Gemara's question is, okay, the Mishnah was written hundreds of years ago, and it says in the Mishnah Chamish Slaim of Manatsuri, 5 sela of tsuri. But as we know, currency goes up and down, and now in the time of Rabbi Asi, what's the value? What do? We bring 5 slime? Manatsuri, Omer Rabbi Asi, Manish tsuri. Yes, says Rabbi Asi, in fact, nothing changes. It's Manish tsuri. Rabbi Ami Omar, Dinara, what?
Irrespective of the Torah.
We don't care about inflation and deflation.
It's not the coin. It's not about the value.
Right.
It's what I explained before. It's the international standard of Tsuri. That's what it is.
Okay, but it didn't move. The same coin of 500 years ago is today as well.
It did change. It changed. It went up 20%.
For what?
It did.
I don't know.
What was previously was a shekel.
That'd be in America.
Yeah.
Chazal now said, no, give 20% more.
That's later on, we'll see. But
No,
right now he
that's
says,
it.
Monitsuri. Yeah.
That is the Mona Tsuri with 20%.
Okay,
more.
so here. I don't understand this necessarily. It might be written with mistakes, and Rabbi Shomer will correct me. But what I have here is there's 1 sela tsuri equals 24 mo. We're going to see here. Okay, just to make it a little bit more fun. Here. I don't know. Could you guys see it back there? Sort of. Maybe Gary, you putting it on the WhatsApp? You found it over there or no?
Looks like an ancient money changer.
It says in the Torah, Esrim Geiro, HaShekel. And we said a sela is a shekel. Today we call the shekel of the Torah, we call it a sela. So today, in our days, which changed, we upped it to 24 Geiro. It's not 20 Geiro. Fine. So that's just one thing that we need to know. That today it's 24, and it used to be 20. Now, a sela is equal to 2 shekel. These are not important, just to make it a little complicated and fun. A sela equals 2 shekel, which in today's value, according to the Chazon Ish, it's 9.6 gram
Silver.
silver.
925.
Now, what?
925. Sterling.
Yeah.
Of which 925.
The point is, the Chazon Ish says that today they say, the Chazon Ish says that today it's 96 grams of silver. Which, according to Mendy Auerbach, he did the research yesterday, a gram of silver is a shekel. So that would equal, the Pidyon Haben is 96 shekels. How did he get to it? Because a sela is worth 9.6 gram. A shekel is 2 dinar, which is,
How do you get to it?
do the math, 9.6 times 2 shekel, times 5. No?
Times
Yeah,
4.8.
it doesn't come out to 96.
That's not 96.
Yeah, 48.
48.
Times 2. Maybe the shekel. Maybe each shekel is worth that? I don't know. Don't ask too many questions. He's already starting. I told you, this chart is...
No, it does come out to 96. It's not
This
sure.
chart is... All I know is this number. How do you get to this number exactly?
Comes out to 96. He's right.
Sela is a shekel.
No, 90. This number is okay.
Yes, yes.
96 shekel. Just these are not accurate, but just to give us a little bit of what we're talking about in today's thing, I did 96 shekel. The rest could be off.
96 is the total.
Yeah, 96 is the total.
It's not shekel chodesh.
What?
It's not shekel chodesh.
Shach,
Yeah.
not shach.
Shach. 96 shach. Shekel in Israel, which is $26 in America. Almost $26. I'm saying in today's day, 24 ma is 96 shekel. That's the most chomer shear. Whoa. I don't know. You messed it up. I saved it all. It's saved on OneDrive and it's not coming out. It's all.
All right.
Gary the engineer. Okay, fine. So this doesn't make sense. Whatever. We'll have to fix that. I did the cheshbon and it worked out. Shekel is 2 dinar, which is 4.8 gram. Dinar is 2 ma, and a ma is 2 pudyon, which is 0.4 grams. Oh, here, maybe I did it over here. Here, 0.8 of a ma times 24, right? So each
It's
ma
2 ma.
equal is not 2, 1 ma. That's the problem here. 1 shekel is 9.6 times 10. That's how it works.
No,
So here, look here. 0.8 of a, we're talking about ma, 24 ma is, each ma is 0.8 of a gram times 24 equals 19.2 times 5 slime. Each sela has 24 ma. Each ma is a 0.8 of a gram. 0.8 of a gram times 24 equals 19.2 times 5 equals 96 gram, which equals 96 shekel. In today's thing. Does it make a difference? Whatever. It just makes what?
The Chazanish wasn't working on
כן,
Monotsu.
חשבתי...
So,
Right. Now, once I'm saying this,
so is it,
Each ma
That's all.
each ma is 0.8, 0.8 grams
yeah,
times 24.
that's 19.2 grams.
Correct.
few months ago, year ago.
That's one
shekel
seller.
30.
That's one seller. Pidyon Rabin is 5 slime.
אתה רוצה היום למכור את הכסף שלך?
Pidyon Rabin is 5 slime.
אז זה משתנה כל
Could
יום.
I have that for a second, Gary?
כל יום המספר הזה.
Okay, לא משנה. Here. Derech Agav, that's the Chazanish. Chazanish is mufulak on Rashi. Rashi says over here, and he gives something, and basically Rashi says that it's 14.16 gram is each sela, times 5 is 70 grams, 70.5. And the somebody sent this to me, but I saw the article brings it as well. The Ramban, when he got to Eretz Yisrael, he said that he found the sela, he found the thing, he weighed it, the shekel, he weighed it, and he says Rashi's 100% right. And he takes it back, he says, everything I said, and I was mechulek on Rashi, I was wrong, I have charatas l'cha. Rashi is right. It's unbelievable that Rashi had a beautiful thing that actually matched up to what the Ramban weighed physically.
you have to know the Nekudus HaMachlokas.
Oh no, not now.
It's very important, otherwise you don't understand the whole sugya.
Yeah.
In Talmud Chazal, Mishnah, we've got a sterling standard set in Tyre. That's a monotsuri.
Tire means tzur, yeah.
Tsuri, yeah. That was the international standard.
Yeah.
What then happened after Churban Beis Hamikdash was they went to Bechoros.
By the way, we're not on today's daf yet. Yeah, go on.
They went to Bavel,
Yeah.
and they no longer had a standard, and so the Yidden were in a position that they didn't know how to calculate because they had no standard to go by. So the Goen introduced a new thing, and they based it on Surim. They based all
Barley
Shurim-
corn.
They based all Shurim on food that everybody had available.
Yeah.
And they calculated a number of barley corns, the average number, and they came up with a figure, and they based all the Shurim on eggs and all the things, not an international standard, right? Rashi was living in Troyes. Troyes was a place where it had the international standard for the whole world of the Troyes silver. And therefore, Rashi knew what the standard was. Now, the standard in Troyes was based on the Cologne metal standard. They had standards which were all based on the Tyrian one. It all comes back to the Mishnah of the Tyrian one. So Rashi had the original figure. The Goanim had something based on barley, which was 20% more. It was a 20% larger. So the Ramban and the Rambam followed the Ga'ilim.
The kids, Rabbi, say now you know what in the next Siyum what Rabbi Schoenberg's speech is going to be about.
The Ramban and the Rambam followed the Ga'ilim, which
Yeah.
had a 20% larger share. The Rambam came to Eretz Yisrael, found an original shekel, and he
According to the
weighed
Goinim, it's 17 gram.
Yeah, it's 20%.
17, and then according to Chazon Ish, it's 19.6.
And Rashi was 14.
So where did Chazon Ish come up with 19.6?
He's got another.
That's all the Chazon. Okay. No, I think we need to know that before we move on. How-
But so he weighed this shekel, and it
Yeah.
came out almost the same as Rashi. So he said, I see that Rashi's standard is the right one. The Troy one goes back to the Tyrian one. So we've got the Mishnah. We've got the Monotsuri.
Okay, fine.
However, the majority of the poskim today still follow the
The
Goyim.
Goinim, right. The Goinim is...
That is sort of the standard.
We gotta go. Yeah.
You know why it's closed in France.
Let's start the Mishnah again.
32.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Mona Tzuri, Rabbi Basi, Marshal Tzuri. Rabbi Yami Omar Dinora Arvo. Rabbi Yami says that it's that
Arabian.
each Arabian dinner is 7/10 of the dinner Tzuri. But basically it comes out that he says I think this is what comes out. According to Rabami, it's 4.2 ma, and maybe 9.5 shekel. Reb Chanina Oimer is tiro sursio, or like Rashi says, is tiro svusriso. These are old coins. Temanyo b'dinara. You could buy 8 of them. The dinar chamesh minayo lepidin ben. At the end of the day, it comes out to, it's very hard to understand. They say it's nothing. It's maybe a couple of agurot, which doesn't make a lot of sense if that's what it comes out to. The pidyon ben is like a few pennies, and we're dealing about he does it in ahead of time. He wants his money back from the kohen, etc.
And the sifter's all blank pages over here.
Yeah, that's why in these kind of sugas you have to go to the art scroll, because the guys that wrote the Masifta went to the same place that I learned math in. Okay, says the Gemara again. The guys from Muncie.
Anti-vaccination.
Chomish minay lepinyan ben. Rabbi Yochanan Oimer. Rabbi Yochanan holds like Rabasi. That what?
We've reached today's daf.
Rabbi Yochanan holds that it's the Manet Suri of the Mishnah is the Manet Suri that we have today plus 20. So, but we added a little bit. It's 24 ma. Dinara Hadriyana Taryana. These are the dinarim that have the face of Hadrianos and Taryanos Caesar. Sheyafa, they are already.
What was the name of the king of Shaifa?
No,
He says that.
no, Rashi says Shem HaMelech. It just means that it was Meshuyaf. The name of the king was rubbed out. I don't think that it means that is the name of a king. That would be the wrong shot. Yeah. I saw that he says that. It's weird.
This Rashi says that it was the face of
We will see in the Gemara. The Gemara doesn't even bring Shayafa. It just constantly brings Hadriyana, Tariyana. These are two kings. Shayafa, because in the time of Rabbi Yochanan, it was so old that it was already rubbed out. That's how I think we learn Pshat. He doesn't agree. Okay. The Zabinana be'esrim b'chamshu zuzeh. 25 zuz is how much? Each selah, we said, has 4 zuz, or 4 dinars. Zuz and a dinar is the same thing, right, Rabbi Yisai? So, how much is 5 times 4? 20. Yeah, that even I know. How much is 25 zuz? 25 zuz is 6 and a quarter selah. It's too much. We want to get, Rabbi Yochanan wants to get to 20 zuz. So he says, in order to get to 20 zuz, we're at 25 zuz. It sells for 25 zuz. We have to go from 25 down to 20. So he says, take off a 6th. Take off a 6th. Now, let's do this about Peh, okay? Because it's a little interesting in the Gemara. The Gemara starts off saying, yeah, 25 zuz, okay? That's our number right now. I want to get, which equals 6.25 selah. But Pidyon Ben is only 5 selah. So what do I do to get to 5 selah? Minus 1/6 equals 5 selah. As the Gemara, that's not true. Minus 1/6, a sixth of 25 is 4.4 and a 16th. 4 and a 16th minus 25 equals how much? 20 and 5/6. So we're not at the shear yet. We have to get to 20, 0, 0. And if we take off a sixth, as is, just a sixth, 1/6 again is 4 and 1/16. Minus 25 equals 5 and 5/6, 20 and 5/6. Says the Gemara, okay, you're right. What you have to do is take this number, the 20 and 5/6, and take off another zuz. Add, I said a 6, take off a 6, plus take off one zuz. What am I going to be left with? 19 and 5/6. You're still not at the right place. You need to be at 20, 0, 0. You're at 19, 5/6. Says the Gemara, no, what I meant to say is, you did it the other way around. First take off one zuz. You're at 24. When you're at 24 and you take off a 6, then it's 4, a 6 is 4. You'll be exactly at 20.
Take off from what?
You started at 25. How do you-
Sela.
25, no, zuz.
Zuz, and we want to get to.
You want to get to 5 sela, which is 20 zuz.
Yes, take off from what?
Take off from the total 25. He says the mizabno be'eser v'chomesh. You're getting, you sell this coin, you get to 25. Now you want to do with this coin, you want to do pidyon ben.
Right.
You don't want to give the coin extra chas v'shalom. You want to get to your pidyon ben. How do you get to your
Take
pidyon
off from
ben?
what? From the coin?
No.
Take off from
the,
what?
the guy gives you change. He gives
Yeah.
you 25 zuz.
Yeah.
How do you get to 20 zuz? Take off 1/6 of whatever he gave you. But says the Gemara, you don't really take off 1/6. First you take
What
off
are you
one
talking
zuz.
about? That change? Give me back change?
Yeah.
How much change did you give me back?
How much change the coin should give you back? Let's say you gave him a 25. He has to give you back one zuz. And minus now from the one. Now how much do you have if he gave you back one zuz? 24. Take off a sixth from whatever 24. Take off a sixth of 24, which means take off another 4. Bekitzer,
He's
take
asking a
off
very
5.
simple question. You gave me 25, here's 5 back. Have a good day.
Okay.
That's what he's asking.
Right.
Because maybe it goes by weight. Maybe it goes by weight.
Exactly.
Maybe it goes by weight because it's silver. So he puts on the scale. You have to give back a sixth. Also, the sugi wouldn't be interesting if it was give back 5. You have to come up with a chart like this. Let's see it inside.
Why do you make these changes? Why are you allowed?
You have to add because of the inflation and everything. So let's see inside.
Why do you take off?
The mizav no beser mecham shezuzeh. Now we're holding 2 lines down. Dal minayu shtuso, take away a sixth. V'hanach lepidyon ben, and this will be left over for pidyon ben. As the Gemara, hani esrim v'chad. This is 21 nechei danko minus 1/6. In other words, you're left with 20 and 5/6. Or in Gemara language, 21 minus 1/6. 5/6 is minus 1/6. It's 21 minus 1/6. So in Gemara language, Hani Esrim B'chad, you're left at 21, Nechei Danko minus a 6. Habu. Elo Dal Shtuso Bezuzo. What you need to do is take off a 6th first. Now you'll be left with 21 and 5/6. Bezuzo. Then you take off 1 zuz. Now you're left with 19 and 5/6. Kati Esrim. Now you're left with 20 Nechei Danko. 20 minus of 6, which is 19 and 5/6. And that's not enough. Elo dal zuzah. First you take off 1 zuz. And then ushtusa. Wow, the lashon is unbelievable. First you take off a zuz. It doesn't say bacharkach shtusa. Ushtusa. The point is, first you take off the zuz, then you take off the shtus. Not the shtus and then the zuz. This weighs 20. The inun, and here's another chart. After this, it should be okay. So what are you left with? You're left with 20 dinar of tsuri, which equals, by the way, to 28 and 4/7 Arabian dinarim. Now the Gemara doesn't know how to say. They don't talk like this. They don't have 4/7 in Gemara. So what do they say? 28 and a half plus a half of a 6th, which is a 12th. It's not exactly the math. It should be a 14th. But in order to get to 28 and 4/7, you do 28 and a half plus a half of a 6th. And that's In Gemara language, 28 and 4/7. They didn't have these fractions in those days. What?
How's that equal?
Be quiet. You have a chasana, you have a thing. What? How does this equal? It doesn't equal, but the point is that it's the closest to the pundian.
How's the cheshbon between 20 dinar to 28 dinar are?
Oh, just afterwards I'll tell you the whole cheshbon. What do you mean? It's a aravia is 0.7. Every 7 aravim is 10 suri. So do the math. Very pashut. Why not?
Where do you get that?
It's 0.7 of tsuri. This number is 0.7 of tsuri.
They didn't have a more exact count.
What?
They had to take a 12th, they couldn't take a 14th because they didn't have a more exact count.
Exactly. So even though the math is off, they didn't have that coin to match the 14. So they did it in a 12th because that's the closest to punya. Yeah. It's geschmack. Dino nesru tamir zuzu palge palge danko. Omarov. Says the Gemara, Silim Doiraiso, when the Torah mentions shekel, losso vetilta have. Rabbi says it's not over yet. It's almost over. Okay, you hear? When the Torah says a shekel in the Torah doesn't mean 4 dinarim, the Torah means 3.3 dinarim.
How was this?
When the Torah says a shekel or a selah we were talking about is 4 dinar. Says Rabbi, no, it's actually 3.3 in our days. Dichsiv esrim gera hashekel umetargeminon esrim ma'in. It's 20 ma. Betanya sheish ma kesef dinar. So if you go back to this,
3 1/3 times 6.
yeah, but how does it work? As you saw in this chart over here, a dinar. Where was that? Not this one. Sorry. There's here. I don't know if this is the chart. We ended up with 24 ma, and a dinner. A dinner has 2 ma. That means a selah has. No.
It's
6.
the wrong chart.
6 times. I'm the wrong chart. I have a better chart than this. No.
No, but I'll give you the 16 and
I don't know
2/3
what
tire
the chart
engineers equals 5 times 3 1/13.
No, but 6 ma times 4.
Or 100
6 ma times 4. It's sheish ma kesef dinner times 4, because you have 4 dinner equals 24. So that's why we have 24 today. So basically, what Rav is saying, if you do the math, where's that chart that said 24? Oh, here, yeah, Selah. Selah is 24 ma. Here, Selah is 24 ma today. How many Selahs are there in Pidyon Ben? 5. 5 times 24 is how much? 120. So says Rav, you don't need 120 ma. All you need is 100 ma because it's 3.3.
5 or 4?
Pidyon Ben is 5 sloim. Each Selah has 4 dinrim. Each dinner is how much ma? 2 ma. So Mameli you have 24 ma.
2 very different phases.
Instead of giving for Binyan Ben 120 ma, says Rava, you just give 100 ma. So again, what does Rava say? Rava says that in nowadays it's 3.3, not the 4. Okay, so now we're moving on away from this math, just into Kashas and Rava. And then we're going to finish off with the Gata. Shmaki stuff. So the halach is like this. What time is it? Wow. Okay, we got to move. The halach is as follows: if somebody wants to redeem a field in the time of Yovel, so he has to pay 50 selah. The Torah says 50 selah. What's the cheshbon per year? How do you prorate it per year? A selah per year plus a pundyoin. How many punyoinim are in one selah? 48. But we're dealing with 49 years. So what's the issue? He's going to end up giving 1 extra punyoin. This 49 years, he has to give 1 selah plus 1 punyoin equals 50 slime. but there's only 48 punyon in a sela. So he's actually going to give 50 sela and 1 punyon. So the Gemara is dealing with this extra punyon. What's going on here?
Changing fee.
Punyon ze mativoy. Says the Gemara, kol boin leproit. You have to be careful because you're giving the Beis Hamikdash, you're giving them, by the way, it's very cheap. These fields are huge. It's a chomer sa'irim, it's many acres. You give him, and you're talking about, 5 cents per year extra. That's what the Gemara is dealing with here. A punyan, I don't know how much a punyan is. A couple cents, not that much. Why? Because the coins, they rub off, and you might not be giving Hegdish the right amount of silver, so over the years, you give 1 extra punyan. Fine. But it says mefurish that you're giving 48 punyan. That's based on the Torah. And this whole cheshbon over here, Rava says that this is off. The 24 is off. You don't get to 48 according to Rava because 3.3. He lowers it to 3.3. What's going on there? Says the Gemara, in our days, Rava agrees that it's 24. Yeah, it went up like Ravasi. I'm talking about in the time before that. If a person wants to add, he could add. You could add Yochel Yivchois. I didn't understand that. Yochel Yivchois, Talmud Loimar. Who? Fine. Says the Gemara story, Ravashi Shodale Shafser Zuze L'Rav Acha. How much should he really send to Rav Acha? He should really send 20 zuz. 5 sela. Each sela has 4 zuz, 4 dinar. He should really send 20. So Ravashi sends 17 instead. L'Ravacha b'rei Ravina, who was a kohen, says Rashi. B'pidyon haben. Shalach lein, he added. He says, "Look, I'm sending you 17, but I want the change." Yeah. Just my father used to send me in Bnei Brak. It was 120 degrees. He used to send me 10 shekel, and he said, "Go 2 miles because that's where they sold the parts for the propane tanks. Because we only use propane on Shabbos. You know those flicker. You ever had a suda with propane tanks? It's a disaster. It flickers and it's low light. Kids are area Shabbos. Oh, I forgot. I don't have the wick. Go. You have to go to Rechav Kiva. Here's 10 shekel. There's not enough money for the bus. And then when I come home, he says, "Where's the change?" He says, "Where's the drink?" No. Go. Where's the change? Fine. Akoponim. You have to. He sent him 20 zuz. I want 17 zuz. I need the change. Give me the change. How much is the change? Because he held like Rava. Rava holds everything is 3.3 now. 3.3 times 5 is how much? 16.16. 6, I mean, not 0.5. Because it's 3.333. Ah, got you. Yeah, because I also thought that for a second. Because if you do, yeah, he's almost right. Because 3.3 times 5 is 16 and a half. But you have to also do 3, it just goes on forever. So 16.6. So he says, "Give me back a third. I need a third back." Shalach le, what are you talking about? Lishdali, you have to send me extra money. Now it's actually 4 dinar per sela. Yeah, you owe me 20 dinarim. You only sent me 17. You're off. Chazanish says, what's going on here? He didn't know how much opinion Ben was. Come on, he knew. So he says that he was actually the Rebbe and he's testing out his Talmud. He sent him the wrong amount to see if he would catch on. When the Torah says kesef, it means a sela. The Nevi'im litrin, no. By the Nevi'im it jumps up 25 times to 25 sela. The Ksubim kintarim, it's 100 sela. Even though it says stam, and it should be sela, it's a kintar. It's 100 times the amount that you would think. You think that Avram Avinu gave him 400? He actually gave him 40,000. That's why it's so much. He says it's an enormous amount of money. Why? Since it says over the soicher that this money can go anywhere in the world. There's a little town somewhere in
Kentucky.
in Kintara that doesn't agree with they have their own way of counting money. What?
Kintara is cent.
So what's the place? Take a look.
Kintara is
No, Likintara Tikla. Bekitzer, there's a place. There's a funny place. I don't know where it is. We had to make sure that they are good with this money also. Yeah, Kintara Tikla. Yeah. 100, right. Vikaduchta, there's just a place. I don't know where. Omer Mishai. We had this Gemara of Zara. Bikshu Lignois called Kesef V'Zav Shabaylam B'nei Kesef V'Zav Shemshlayim. When the Romans came to the Beis Hamikdash, so they stole all the money from the safes, and they mixed their money with the Beis Hamikdash money. Now the Beis Hamikdash money is Hekdesh. Now we wanted to say all money in the world you're also to use because it has Hekdesh to it. They found the pasuk to say the matter. Shenemar. Once the shkotzim come into the Beis Hamikdash and they mechal the money, it's not hegdish anymore. The goyim removed the hegdish. As the Gemara, what was the havamina? Yerushalayim have a ruba da'alma. Just because there's a little problem in Yerushalayim with hegdish mixing into the money, that's why we should ask for all the money in the world. Elamar Abaye bikshu lignois dinara hadriyana teryana sheyafa. According to the Vishinantam, the sheyaf is also a type of currency.
King.
I know, but I'm saying what he said before.
He says it here again.
But because he reads the Rashi, the second line from Kab, it says Shem HaMelech.
What he's saying.
But Rashi is saying Shiyaf Shem HaMelech. The name of the king was already.
He's saying it's Machlek Rashi. Rashi says it's the king. Taisa says it's
okay, fine, I see. I
I
didn't see it in Tosfos.
One is that they rubbed out the head
Oh,
of the king.
Tosfos says Hainish in the Shofet Tzurasa.
$8 minutes.
Got it. They always go. Big Shuligos Dinar Adrian Targan Shiyavim and Tiva Yerushalayim. Because of the gold that they stole from the Beis Hamikdash. So they don't want to take all the money in the world. They wanted to say the Yerushalayim money. Any money, when the Torah says money, we have to go by the Tzuri. But in the Gemara, Kesef Medina, which is 1/8 of the Tzuri, because Reb Shomer really didn't say it, but the regular money, they like today, they don't make coins out of silver, so they mix in 1/8 of a gram. If it's a gram of silver of a coin, it's 1/8 of silver to give it some Shabbos, but it's really an 8. Uklalu, is that true? Varitaina, a guy is moide b'miktzas. Dichsiv ki denishareu kesef oy kelim lishmar. Usnan. Shvuas hadayonim atayna shtei kesef. What's the minimum amount in order to make a shvuah? 2 monies, meaning 2 ma'is. But ma'is is not the Torah currency. It's way below. It's not sela. It's not dinarim. Shani hasam d'chsiv kesef oy kelim. There's a special ribui by modern mixas that doesn't have to be the currency of the Torah. It's like what the Chacham say. Ma kem shnayim, av kesef shnayim, ma kesef dover chashuv, av kem dover chashuv. What we're looking for is something chashuv, and 2 ma'is begin to have a chashivas. Varei meiser, when you poida your meiser, right? You go up to Yerushalayim, instead of schlepping a lot of fruit, you change it into money. Usnan apoiret sela b'mois. Meiser sheni, mois means prutois, which are made out of copper. We're not talking about kesef tzuri. So why in the Torah it says v'tzarta kesef? According to Ravasi, it should be kesef mamish. It should be tzuri money, silver, not copper. Says the Gemara, kesef ribo. Over here we also have a special ribo. You could use copper. Barei hegdesh t'chsiv v'nosana kesef v'komloi. V'omer shmuel hegdesh shove mana shechiloi al shove pruto mechulal. If you mechal hegdish, you want to take hegdish out of hegdish. You could do it on a pruta. What's a pruta? Says Rashi again. Nechoshes, it's copper. And Ravasi said it's silver, it's tzuri. Hegdish nami olav kodesh memaiser. Fine, special limud. Very kedusha yisho. I could use copper, even though everything in the Torah is silver. Very kedusha yisho. Dichsiv v'yatzachinam ein kosef. Right, the famous Gemara. Ein kesef ladin zeh. You could be mekadosh a woman with kesef. How much is kesef? The first Mishnah was not b'shavayim b'dinar, b'shav dinar. That works great because dinar is the deraisa money. It's already silver. Ubeisaloim b'pruta. That's no good because that's nechoshes u'b'shav b'pruta. Lever avasi da'amik b'shamai. Hello ki itmar hochi itmar. Omer Rabbi Omer Ravasi. Anytime the Torah says a specific amount, like by a evet, 30 shekel, by a moitzi shemra, 100 kesef tzuri, b'shal devrei, kesef medina, anything else, kesef medina. Michael Mashmalon. So what's this big chiddush then? Tanina, that's our Mishnah. Chomish Lamishal Ben, that's a mafurish in the Torah, and everything else is tzuri. So what did he add? B'shal devrei, kesef medina, it's richale. It's not. I love this Gemara. If somebody gives a big zetz to his friend in the face, or other people learn, other Rishonim in his ear, or other Rishonim say that he took a shofar and he used to take keya in his ear. Don't think they have to give him a sela. And we until now said how much is a sela? 4 dinar or 4 zuz. Ela palga de zuz. All you have to give him is a half a zuz. The Korei inch sela palga de zuz. That's what people call it. He says the Gemara great Maisa, and with this we finish. Chanan Bisha, this bad guy, Chanan, Takalula Hagavra, he gave him a whack in the head. Also, Kamed Ravuna, he sued him, Amarle, have they pagad zuz, you should give him a half a zuz. Havas ikke zuzah mo'achabadei, he had a bad zuz. You couldn't do anything with it. Delay nafik, you can't even exchange it by the change. So he said, I'll tell you what, I have a deal. He gave him another whack in the head, Takalei Achrina, and now I owe you a whole zuz.
It's like Sedaim. It's like a Sedaim.
What a way to finish off the daf. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good job.